Hello, fifth grade. Today we are on science, section 6.5, and this is about water, ice, and steam. It is actually talking about the three states of matter, which are liquid, or solid, liquid, and gas. Now, as you go through this section, I want you to go ahead and read through everything because there's a lot of information, and then come back and we'll go ahead and do our review. Awesome. And then I'm also going to be providing a couple extra videos for you about a few different things. One is going to be about the three states of matter, and one is also going to be about how water molecules are in motion. Okay, so that will help describe a little bit more for you. So first I want to start off with the three states of matter. We have solid, liquid, and gas. Now, solid is a definite shape. We all know what solid is. Now, my example is going to be in the water form, which is ice. So we know that ice has a solid form, and that is pretty easy to remember, right? Great. Then we have our liquid form. Now, water can then go from solid, and it can go to liquid, and it can go to gas, which is all three states, okay? Not many items on Earth can do that, okay? Because they would have to be heated up way too high or to be able to change that. So, but water gets to do all three states. So we have liquid. Obviously, we know that liquid has no definite shape, but it also moves around and it takes the form of whatever container it's in. So if you put your milk in the glass, it stays the glass, right? But if you pour it out, what's going to happen? It's going to end up flying all over your kitchen table and down the, table and on the floor, and mom's going to get really upset, right? So we know that liquid has a shape. It has matter because it has substance, but it doesn't have a shape like ice to stay in one place, right? Then we have our third state, which is gas. Now, gas has a couple different things that happen with it, okay? So it has no permanent shape. You can trap it inside a cup, but it really has no permanent shape in the sense that it will just, if you take that lid off, it's going to fly out into the air, kind of like liquid, right? But it also disperses, which is the same thing that liquid does, which is where we talk about diffusion. And diffusion is the tendency of gases to float away and spread themselves out thinly into the surroundings. So liquid diffuses a little bit too when you put it on the, drop it on the kitchen counter, it's going to go all over the place, right? And gas, same thing, it goes out into the air. So that's what happens when you have your tea kettle, right? And the water is boiling up and you start seeing the steam come out of the tea kettle, but then all of a sudden the steam disappears, right? It doesn't stay in one place the whole time. It actually disperses out into the air and then it ends up going away. So with that being said, talking about our tea kettle, I want to go into our 4 different points. Now, you guys already know these, and so this part should be really easy for you. We have our melting point, our freezing point, our boiling point, and our condensation point. Now, melting point and freezing point. Okay, so let me get this straight. If something melts, we know that it melts at what degrees? 32 degrees Fahrenheit and 0 degrees Celsius, right? So we know that's our melting point. Well, guess what? That's also freezing point for water, right? We know that water freezes at 32 degrees, right? And it, or 100 degrees Celsius. So those are actually the same points. They're just 2 different ways depending on how you want to say it. We also have boiling point and condensation point. That leads me to our tea kettle, right? Once our water's in there boiling, some of that water turns into condensation and it comes out as the steam, right? Now, boiling point and condensation point are also the same points. 212 degrees Fahrenheit, right? Or 100 degrees Celsius. So you guys already know your points, and you'll be able to know that when you are taking, going through this chapter. You're going to see that. So those are the 4 different points of how the 3 states of matter can occur changing its state. So we know we have liquid or solid, liquid, and gas, and they can all change based on heating them up or freezing them, right? So heating them up or getting it too cold. That's how water changes state. Now, as you read in the chapter, you're going to see there's some other things about iron. There's also about mercury, and those states are very different. Those temperatures are different, and God created our world so unique that those boiling points or freezing points have to be different for different materials here on Earth, or imagine what it would be like. And I want you to read about that in your book. So here are some of the points that you want to take notes on. And if you go ahead and also view those other videos, which will help you understand, and go ahead and check out the notes on Quizlet as well. So that was science for 6.5. Contact me if you have any questions. I hope you enjoyed this section. I think it was pretty funny. There was some kind of cool stuff in it. And if you have questions, let me know. And I'll see you tomorrow with our next science video.